can't. You want your dad to show up.
When you watch this new season unfold, it is impossible to ignore the way the story begins and the way it ends, because right from the opening scene, there's a sense that the entire thing is staged, forced, and empty, and the moment I saw that first clip, I knew this was not going to be about healing or growth, or even honest reflection. Instead, it was about creating a performance where Kody and Robyn could pretend they're the victims, while everyone else carries the real weight of grief and loss. And the most heartbreaking part of it all is how Garrison remains such a presence for Janelle, for Christine, for their kids, for everyone who loved him, and yet in the eyes of Kody and Robyn, it is almost as if he never existed, and I need to talk about how deeply disturbing that is. And before I dive into all the details, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe, because these conversations matter and they remind us that real-life pain cannot be brushed away the way Kody tries to brush his son's hair in front of the cameras. So Janelle is in North Carolina. Now she is building a life for herself. She is keeping busy. She is trying to move forward after losing her son. And you can feel the raw ache in her words when she talks about missing Garrison, because it is real, it is unfiltered. It is the kind of grief that cuts deep and changes you forever. And Christine feels it too. The kids feel it. The emptiness in their voices tells the story. But when it comes to Kody and Robyn, what do we see? We see a man brushing hair of his 13-year-old son. As if this proves he is a great dad, we see a woman sitting beside him pretending that they are struggling in their marriage, when the truth is that they are more united than ever in the denial of accountability. And you know what makes me furious is the fact that Solomon is old enough to brush his own hair. He does not need that assistance. There are no known disabilities, nothing that would require his father to do this for him. So the only reason Kody does it is to perform for the camera, to say, look at me, I am a good father, while in reality, he has abandoned so many of his older children. And in the aftermath of Garrison's death, instead of drawing near to them, he has pushed them away and compartmentalized. And I think that is the cruelest betrayal a father can make. Madison breaks down in this episode, and her words cut through all of Kody's excuses. She points to the real reason the distance between Kody and his kids has grown so severe. It is not about misunderstandings or stubbornness. It is about his refusal to reach out to them, his refusal to make amends, his refusal to show up when they needed him most. And the fact that even at the funeral, Kody and Robyn separated themselves from the family, choosing not to go to Erica's house, choosing to isolate themselves in their own bubble, speaks volumes. Because in moments of grief, the natural instinct of a loving family is to come together, but they did the opposite, and that tells me everything I need to know about where their priorities lie. So if you are watching this and it breaks your heart too, let me know in the comments, because the lack of compassion is staggering. Now, when we return to the main theme of this episode, it becomes obvious that Kody and Robyn refuse to even acknowledge Garrison's existence. There is no meaningful conversation about him, no heartfelt reflection. Instead, they shift into their tired narrative of how they never chose monogamy, how they are the victims of circumstance, and how the other wives simply abandoned them. But let's be honest here. They have lived as monogamists for years. Kody has not been present for Christine. He has not been present for Janelle. And he has not shared a true marriage with Mary for more than a decade. So the story they tell about not choosing monogamy is nothing but smoke and mirrors designed to protect their fragile egos, because if they admitted the truth, if they said, yes, we chose monogamy, they would have to face the reality that Kody abandoned his wives and children for Robyn, and they cannot face that truth. So instead, they lie to themselves and hope that viewers are too blind to notice. Mary delivers one of the most powerful comments of the season when she says, why should I stay in a marriage where I have no relationship with Kody and no relationship with Robyn, just so Robyn can pretend to live polygamy? And that single line tears down the entire facade, because it exposes the selfishness at the heart of their story. Robyn wanted Mary to hang on, not because she valued her as a sister wife, not because she wanted true connection, but because Mary's presence gave the illusion of a plural family. And without that illusion, Robyn and Kody would have to face what they really are, a monogamous couple that failed in every sense of their original faith. And it only gets worse when Robyn starts referring to the other wives as Kody's exes instead of her sister. Wives that shift in language is not accidental. It is deliberate. It is her way of distancing herself from the reality that she once claimed them as family. Because admitting that truth would mean admitting that she was complicit in the unraveling of everything they built. And viewers are not stupid. We see through this. And we know the difference between authentic grief and staged pity. And what Kody and Robyn serve us is the latter. Now let us talk about the hypocrisy that runs so deep through this episode, because Robyn still pretends that she never lived monogamy, even though she was married to David Preston Jessup for nearly a decade and was in a monogamous relationship during that time. And even though she has essentially been in a monogamous relationship with Kody since joining the family, because he spent little to no time with the other wives in the past decade. But in her talking head, she insists she never wanted monogamy, and she never signed up for this. And again, it is about keeping Kody unstable, keeping him insecure, making him believe that he is not enough on his own, because she only wanted a polygamous husband, and that constant drip of insecurity is how she maintains her leverage in their relationship. But Kody plays his own games. He undermines Robyn by telling her she does not want sex enough. He makes disgusting comments about how the only reason to take another wife would be for sexy even goes so far as to call her a concubine in code language, and Robyn herself uses the word concubine in this episode, confirming what so many of us have said for years, that in this culture women are reduced to being either wives or concubines. And hearing her say it makes it undeniable that this is how they view themselves and others, and honestly, it is gross, it is degrading. And it shows just how broken their relationship is, because a true partnership is about love, companionship, tenderness, commitment. But what Kody demands is constant sex, constant attention, constant cheerleading. When he does not get it, he lashes out. And oh, does he lash out in this episode. His anger explodes out of nowhere. His eyes look bloodshot. His voice rises. He yells about how he is monogamous now and how it pisses him off when people question it. And the shift is so sudden, it almost makes you wonder if he had been drinking or if he simply cannot control the rage boiling under the surface. And in that moment, any illusion of calm is shattered, because what we see is not a stable father or a devoted husband, but a man unraveling in front of our eyes. And yet Robyn sits there nodding, pretending that their relationship is still somehow functional, when all the evidence points otherwise. The irony of all this is that they no longer even follow the faith they once claimed to live by. They drink alcohol. They wear clothes that do not align with their previous modesty standards. They have abandoned their garments they swear they live openly in, contradiction to the very rules they once held over there. Sister wives, and yet they still cling to the language of polygamy, because letting it go would mean admitting they failed. And for Robyn, failure is unbearable, because it means losing her image as the perfect wife, as the chosen one, as a final queen in a celestial story that no longer exists. And the saddest part is that while they play these games with each other, while they stage these conversations for the cameras, while they rehash the same tired narrative season after season, the children who have been abandoned are the ones left holding the pain, the ones who needed a father at the funeral, the ones who needed compassion instead of stage hair brushing, the ones who deserve to see their dad step up instead of shutting down. And if you have ever lost someone close to you, you know how devastating it feels to be ignored in your grief, to be dismissed by the very people who should be comforting you. And that is exactly what these kids are going through. So when you watch this episode and you see Kody insisting that women cannot handle polygamy because of jealousy, when you hear him say that monogamy is not enough, when you see Robyn insisting she never signed up for this, when you watch them circle around the same staged argument again and again, remember this truth: they have nothing real left to say. Their relationship is built on games, manipulation, insecurity, and denial. And the only reason they keep talking about it is because without that narrative, they would have to face the silence, the emptiness, the reality that their family has fallen apart. And that is a truth they cannot bear. Friends, let me know in the comments if this episode left you feeling sick to your stomach the way it did for me, because watching Kody brush his son's hair while ignoring the children who needed him most felt like the most staged and insulting act of all. Make sure you hit the like button to help this video reach others. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you do not miss the deep dives we will continue to share, because this story is not just about one family. It is about what happens when ego, selfishness, and denial destroy relationships, and when children are left abandoned in wreckage. And we need to keep having these conversations, because the truth matters.